With the NFL draft in full swing, I figured it would be fun to talk about the top 10 players out of Michigan. So without any further ado, let's get into this. JABRILL was the man at Michigan as the Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year, Linebacker of the Year, and All-American in 2016. So going into the league, he was a highly touted prospect. After getting drafted 25th overall to Cleveland, the hype was real. But while with the Browns, he was just simply okay, and so he eventually went to New York in the OBJ trade. Once again, he was solid with the Giants, but a torn ACL ended his 2021 season earlier than he would have liked. And so now he's in New England with hopes of doing his thing like he did back at Michigan. Just like JABRILL, Caesar was one of, if not the biggest recruits out of high school, and carried that same momentum into Michigan, where he was all Big Ten each of his last 2 years with the team. Funny enough, he went one pick ahead of JABRILL at 24th to good old New Orleans, and as you could guess, he had a lot of the same hype around him. But just like JABRILL, he's just been pretty good in the time he started at right guard. Thankfully though, he has a good amount of time to prove that he can play like he did at Michigan and good old New Orleans. Unlike the two guys below him, Chad has been in the league for quite some time, so it's easy to forget that my man was raw at Michigan. Ending his time with the Wolverines as first team All Big Ten, you would think he would go first round, but in a quarterback-heavy draft, he dropped to the 57th pick as he joined the Dolphins. After 3 solid years with the team, he eventually lost the starting job to good old Ryan Tanny, and so he ended up making the trip up the coast to Jacksonville. In his 5 years with the team, Chad was pretty good, but eventually lost the starting job to Blake Bortles, and once again left for this time Kansas City. Following some underwhelming play, Chad initially retired, but as of late has come back to back up Mahomes, and is still pretty decent as a 36-year-old. RASHAN was a ridiculously high-rated recruit out of high school, and so going into Michigan, there were some lofty expectations on the stud. His back-to-back first-team All-Big Ten nods did that and much more, as he was a top 20 prospect in his draft class. Going 12th overall to Green Bay was a nice way to start off his professional career, and although he hasn't become a star yet, it's easy to see that he's finding his own. He may not be the biggest name, but Graham has little by little improved his game. Going into Michigan as a walk-on, there weren't all that many expectations on my man, but he was able to be honorable All Big Ten and had potential to do his thing on the next level. So even though he went nearly 100th overall, Graham has been able to find his own in Detroit and now in Denver as he got nearly a $50 million contract to further prove his talent. Although he wasn't a crazy high-rated stud out of high school, he sure as heck played like it, as he was a consensus All-American, Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year, so with all the hype around him, it wasn't that much of a surprise that he went 10th overall to join arguably the best defense in all of football. A phenomenal rookie season proved that his talent could make its way to the next level, and although he has struggled with injuries, I think he has Pro Bowl potential. It feels like he's been in the league forever, but many forget that Brandon was a stud at Michigan, as not just first team All Big Ten, but first team All-American as one of the best defenders in college football. That same swag carried on to the next level, and although he didn't get any nods over his first 6 seasons, he had quickly become one of the best defenders in Philly. A second team All-Pro nod in 2016, then Super Bowl a few years later, and Pro Bowl appearance in 2020, altogether helped solidify my man as an elite talent at D-end. Although a decently rated recruit, going into Michigan, there weren't all that high of expectations on my man, but he did pretty well. A second team All Big Ten nod was a nice send-off to his time with the team, and so it wasn't all that big of a surprise when he went in the second round. While at Seattle, Frank made a name for himself as a consistently solid defensive stud, but really found his own in KC as he has made 3 straight Pro Bowls and a Super Bowl with good old Mahomes and the Chiefs. The Bussin' with the Boys stud did his thing with the Wolverines as he was first team All-Division and All-American in his last 2 years with the team. And so after going 11th overall to Tennessee, there were hopes that he would carry the same swag to the Titans. And I would say his 3 Pro Bowls and overall dominance has him as one of the best linemen in football when he is healthy. Not many were as good as Chase was with the Wolverines, as he was back-to-back first-team All-Conference as one of the best DNs in college football. But even though he balled out in Michigan, he fell to the 3rd round, and throughout his time with the Pats, he has been pretty good. Not great or next level, but service level, and so now with Cleveland, he's looking to do his thing. Just like Chase, Taco was a stud, and upon that first team All Big Ten in his last year with the Wolverines. Although he went 28th overall to Dallas, over the past 5 years, he's been on 5 different teams, and really just not been able to find his own. Hopefully with time, Taco can play like he did at Michigan, but so far, he's just been serviceable. I don't think I really have to say all that much about the GOAT, but while at Michigan, he wasn't in the same universe as he is today. When you think about Brady, you think about his dominance in New England and now in Tampa Bay, but the story of the stud all began with the Wolverines. Out of all the guys on this list, Aiden is likely going to be drafted the highest, as seemingly a top 3 talent in the entire thing. He hasn't played a single snap on the next level, but I think the fact that he was in the running for the Heisman should tell you everything you need to know about what is looking to be yet another Michigan stud. Considering the fact that Michigan is one of the most prestigious schools in college football, it's not much of a surprise that they have produced quite a bit of talent. Although it's been a bit dry as of late, guys like Devin Bush, RASHAN Gary, and now Aiden Hutchinson are looking to change the narrative sooner than later. Do you guys think Aiden will make a name for himself on the next level, or is he just pure hype? Let me know in the comments down below.
Steps up, in pressure, and goes down again! Aiden Hutchinson!
Thanks for watching the video. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to subscribe, like, and comment down below what stuff you want next. But anyways, see you all soon, and peace out.